Fine. Good evening to all of you. Today we will work on ADA grad optimizer, RMS prop optimizer, and ADAM optimizer using Python in Google Colab. I have developed the code for all three optimizers. However, ADAM is not working well on this small dataset and also the problem which I have taken. But the code point of view, I didn't find any problem. So for your research, for your problem, try to use ADAM how it is performing later. So first we will discuss about ADA grad optimizer. So in ADA grad optimizer, we are calculating the sum of the squares of the gradient. In ADA grad optimizer, we are using the sum of the squares of the gradient. Try to recollect, right? M equal to m minus learning rate eta divided by square root of capital GM2, that is the sum of squares of gradients, plus epsilon, that is 10 power minus 8, multiplied with gradient GM. So try to recollect that equation. Fine. So now again we will try to use the ADA grad optimizer on the small data set 0.2, 3.4, 0.4, 3.8, 0.6, 4.1, 0.8, 4.6. So why I taken the small example is because you have to know what the output actually, so that you can compare the actual output with your predicted output. That's why I am taking a small line y equal to 2x plus 3, and I put x equal to 0.2, 0.4, 3.6 and 0.8. It will give the 3.4, 3.8, 4.2, 4.6. So while running the algorithm, you expect m equal to 2 and c equal to 3. So if those values are coming, then your optimizer is working fine on this data set. So for that purpose only, to make you understand, I take the very small data set, that too a linear, which depends upon the linear equation y equal to x plus 3. Fine. So first cell where we have to initialize. First cell we need to initialize all the parameters, right? Import random, which is a library to use generate the random value for model parameters m and c. Import numpy, which is used to do the matrix operation in numpy, in Python, and import maths as empty to do the mathematical equations or mathematical operations. Now m random dot uniform minus 10 to 10 and c equal to random dot uniform minus 10 to 10. That means you are generating a random number between minus 10 to 10 and initialize it, give it to the model parameter m and a model parameter c as a initial values. While doing our coding, while doing the numerical calculation, I have chosen m equal to 1 and c equal to minus 1. But you have to do it randomly, that is doing here. M equal to random dot uniform minus 10 to 10 and c equal to random dot uniform minus 10 to 10. And setting the, I set the learning rate eta equal to 0.9. So this is the variable that represents the GM2, capital GM2. That is the sum of the squares of the gradient with respect to the model parameter m, and this is the sum of the squares of the gradient with respect to the model parameter c. So we have to initialize those two equal to 0 with 0 during the step 1 of our algorithm. Try to recollect. And maximum number of iterations, I want to run this algorithm as a 10,000, and epsilon, that is comes in the denominator term in the model updation, that is the 10 power minus 8. Now you have to read the data. So data is the 0.2, 3.4, 0.4, 3.8, 0.6, 4.8, 0.8, 4.6. Now you have to run it. Fine. Next step is calculation of the gradient. Calculation of the gradient. So that is minus y minus mx minus c into x, and dou f by or dou e by dou c or gc equal to minus y minus mx minus c. So this is the gradient function for our simple linear regression model. Now come to your iterative algorithm. Set step 2, this is the step 2. In step 2 we are setting the iteration, right? So now set iteration value, maximum number of iterations 10,000. That means this loop will be run for the 10,000 iterations. Assume del underscore m and del underscore c equal to 0, some variable that's equal to 0. Now for sample in range of data of colon comma 0 means all the samples. This will reflect the samples available in the data set. So you have to take the one sample and calculate the gradient and add it to 0. Continuously you have to add it to 0. So it will give the gradient, right? So my question to all of you friends, by seeing this code, because we exercise many labs, almost 3 to 5 labs we worked on it. Let me know. Now I am hybridizing the ADA grade optimizer with stochastic gradient approach, mini batch approach or batch approach by seeing this code. ఎవరైనా చెప్పగలరా? నేను అడుగుతున్న క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే, మీకు యాక్చువల్గా న్యూమరికల్ క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఐఎమ్ క్యాలిక్యులేటింగ్ ద గ్రేడియంట్ బై టేకింగ్ ద శాంపుల్ బై శాంపిల్. నౌ మీరు ఇక్కడ అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే, సో వాట్ యు అబ్జర్వ్డ్ హియర్, ఈజ్ ఇట్ ఏ స్టొకాస్టిక్ గ్రేడియంట్ way calculation for the gradient or mini batch type or batch type?
Batch gradient.
Yeah, it is a batch gradient. Actually in the numerical calculation I have given the sample by sample exercise, but here I am taking the as a batch, complete batch. But you can exercise with the sample also, sample by sample also. You can try yourself. Okay. So here I am considering a batch as a batch. Right? So for sample, then what happened? We are calculating the gradient for each sample and we are adding it to continuously. That means it is a gurtunda manaku gradient gm equal to minus 1 by ns number of samples sigma I equal to 1 to n yia minus m into xia minus c into x. That's what we are doing here. So up to here we are adding all the gradient sigma term, right? But here what we are doing, ఇక్కడ నేను ఏం చేశానమ్మా, del underscore m equal to del underscore m divided by length of data of column comma 0. What I am doing here and here in these two equations,
number of samples తో డివైడ్ చేస్తాం.
Yes, it's a 1 by ns term. So it's a 1 by ns term, number of samples తో మనం డివైడ్ చేస్తున్నాం. It's fine. So after that what we have to do, so this completely the gradient calculation. So after gradient what we have to do in ADA grade? ADA గ్రేడ్లో మన గ్రేడియంట్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఏం చేసాం గుర్తుందా?
సక్సెసివ్ గ్రేడియంట్స్ ని యాడ్ చేసాం.
Yes, you have to square the gradient and add it continuously, right? That is called sum of squares of the gradient. గుర్తుందమ్మా, capital GM2 equal to capital GM2 plus small gm square. I will show the PPT otherwise. ఇక్కడ చూసారా? సో ఆఫ్టర్ calculating the gradient gm and gc, what I am doing, I am adding the squares of the gradient. Finally I am calculating the sum of the squares of the gradient. So that's what I am doing here. Sum of the squares of the gradient with respect to m, sum of the squares of the gradient with respect to plus del m into del m means gm into gm, that is called gm square. Del underscore c into del underscore c, that is a del underscore c whole square, that is called gc square. So what I am doing in these equations is I am calculating the sum of the squares of the gradient. So after calculating the sum of the squares of the gradient, what you have to do? After calculating the sum of the squares of the gradient, what you have to do in each iteration?
M is equal to m minus eta divided by square root of j square plus epsilon.
Right. So updation of the model parameter. That's what we are doing here. So m equal to m minus eta gradient gm divided by square root of sum of squares of the gradient plus epsilon. Similarly for c also, right? So now we can execute this. So the values we are getting here is 1.999, that's equal to 2 and 3. So So what we are expecting actually, because these data points are generated from y equal to 2x plus 3 equation, so we are getting that also. So m equal to 2 and c equal to 3, m equal to 2 and c equal to 3, right? Fine. Now we will exercise on some real-time problem, that is build a simple linear regression model using ADA-GRAD along with actually I have write a simple stochastic gradient approach, but I think here I have considered batch. I will check. Yeah, it's a batch now. So I will correct it later. It is a batch gradient. Optimizer using 33 by 11 kV substation, your electric utility, to trade the power effectively in a day-ahead energy market by estimating the load at a particular hour of the day based on the load at same day, same day and hour, but in previous week. That means 1 week before ఆ రోజు ఆ టైంకి వాట్ విల్ బి ద లోడ్, బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దట్ యూ వాంట్ టు గోయింగ్ టు ప్రిడిక్ట్ ద లోడ్. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద అప్రోచ్. సో దిస్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ద అప్రోచ్, ఎస్టిమేటింగ్ ద లోడ్ at a particular of the day, at a same day and hour but in the previous week. That is the approach. Your problem is load forecasting problem, and your data set you have to take from here. So already we downloaded actually. So you can download the dataset from here, but I already downloaded yesterday, right? So I will use that one. I will import that dataset into the Google Colab. Available in downloads. Where it is? Yeah, this one. Fine. So I have loaded the just now I imported dataset into Google Colab. Now read that Excel by using pandas. That is the library used for the data manipulation. To read the Excel data or CSV data and do some operations, we are using the pandas. So pandas alias name is PD. So it is a PD dot read Excel. So you have to read this Excel sheet and execute it. You can find that one, right? So day, time and load. So this is last column is important for us. 0th index, first index, second index. Second index column contains the load information. So now I have to extract the I have a column data, right? Single column data, but I want X and Y, right? So you have to split the data as X and Y. That means input and output. So to do the input and output, so this is the day 1 represents the input and day 2 represents the output. Why I am taking minus 168 and 168 here?
24 into 7, sir.
Yes. So because we are going to predict the load at a particular of the day based on the load available at the 1 week before. So 1 week before means 7 days before. In each day we have 24 hours. So 24 into 7 it is a 168. And why 2 column? Because it is a second index, 0th index, first index, second index. Second index contains the load information. So you have to execute it. And you have to reset your index, because your index will be actually starting from 168 and make it to 0th index. So reset your index. Now concatenate the both information. Day 1 that is the X, and day 2 you have to concatenate vertically like this. Load like this. This is the day 1 and this is the day 2. Now you have to rename your columns as day 1 and day 2. Rename your columns as DF columns as day 1 and day 2. Now you have day 1 and day 2 information. What next? You have to normalize the data. Rest of thing is same. You have to normalize the data, and you have to split the data, right? So X is the day 1 column, Y is the day 2 column, and test size is 0.1. That means out of all the samples, so 90% of samples goes to the training, and 10% samples goes to the testing. Now here it is similar to our small data set case. Random library, NumPy library, math library, initialize the M and C values randomly, set a learning rate, and initialize the sum of the squares of the gradient with respect to M and sum of the squares of the gradient with respect to C to 0, and initialize the maximum number of iterations, and also epsilon 10 power minus 8. Same code. So you can use the same code for your application also. And This is the gradient function. Now this is iterative algorithm. I didn't change anything. I used the same code here. Only data changes that I have processed previously. So how many iterations? It is giving 10,000 iterations. So it may take some time. From here rest of thing is same. Now just so here what we are doing, converting the data frame information into the numpy array or matrices. And here what I am doing, I am predicting the values based on the training data, I am predicting the output based on the testing data, and here I am calculating the mean square error and mean absolute error based on the training data set, y underscore pred underscore train underscore training data set. And here I am calculating the mean square error and mean absolute error on the testing data set, So finally this piece of code is used for the prediction. While prediction, you have to remember one thing: when you feed some input to your model, you have to normalize the input, because your model is trained on normalized data. So if you feed the input to your model, you have to normalize the data and feed that normalized input to the model. Then your model also gives an output in the normalized value, But if you give the normalized value to your client, so it's not a good. Then what you have to do, before feeding the output, before showing the output to the user, you have to denormalize it. So that case is a valid existing for all type of prediction cases. So here I am doing the normalization, and whereas here I am doing the denormalization. The denormalization case, and this is the normalization case, right? Almost most of the almost 80% of code is same for all type of algorithms. Only thing is how your gradient is calculated and how your step length is calculated. So step length, that means step length means this one. This is called as step length, delta m. So it may take some more time. Meanwhile, we will see the RMS prop. So from here, rest of thing is same. We are discussed for every case. So we will see for the RMS prop. So RMS prop again is the same data set, y equal to x plus 3 data set. The data which was generated from the simple linear regression model, y equal to 2x plus 3. So in the RMS prop, so you have to use the random library for random generation, NumPy library, math library, and initialize the m and c values randomly by using this random function. Between the minus 10 to 10, here I am choosing, you can choose some other lower value and upper value also, minus infinity to plus infinity, your choice. Now I have set the eta value equal to 0.002 and gamma value equal to 0.9. So what these do? EDA SG underscore M, EDA SG underscore C. These are the two variables we have to consider in the RMS prop. Maximum number of iterations are 10,000, epsilon value equal to 10 power minus 8, and data is 0.2, 3.4, 0.4, 3.8, and 0.6, 4.10, 0.8, 4.6. Then what these two variables will represent? These two variables will represent exponential decaying average of squared gradients with respect to the modular parameter m. That's equal to 0 initialize. మనం అక్కడ క్యాపిటల్ ఈ m2 అన్నాం కదా, that what here. Similarly, exponential decaying average of squared gradient with respect to the modular parameter c, that is the capital E c superscript 2, that is the 0. We have to initialize these with zeros. Okay, it's taking so much time, so I will stop here. Otherwise I will set 100 epochs. I will set 100 epochs otherwise. Set 100 epochs. Gradient. So you are getting some minus 4.05 and 2.63. Definitely it throws a negative number because I am not executing this for a complete iteration. I am taking only 100 number of iterations. That's why I am getting some negative value. ఎందుకు నెగిటివ్ వాల్యూ రాదంటున్నానంటే y ఈక్వల్ టు mx ప్లస్ c కదమ్మా. ఓకే, సో వీ విల్ సీ వాట్ విల్ బి ద అవుట్పుట్ ఫైనల్లీ. So we will test for one sample 5551. I expect 5346, but you don't expect this. Your value may be far from 8943. 8943, but actually you expect what is the value? 5346, but your value is 8943. But if you increase number of epochs, definitely you will get some value near to your actual value, that is from 5346. Okay, so you can try later on your free time, so because it takes much time when I keep the 10,000 iterations. So this is about the ADA grad, and coming to the RMS prop. So I already discussed about the initialization. So this is about the initialization. And here it is a gradient calculation, minus y minus mx minus c into x, y minus mx minus c. It's a gradient calculation. So I am going fast because all these steps are already we discussed in multiple algorithms. Now see this code, what is the change here? So step 2, that is the set iteration. Now initially del underscore m and del underscore c equal to 0. Now by seeing this piece of code which I used to calculate the gradient, now tell me, by observing this piece of code for calculating the gradient, now tell me, now I am hybridizing the simple stochastic gradient with RMS prop, or mini batch with RMS prop, or batch with RMS prop.
Stochastic gradient.
So children, see, I am taking the sample from a data set and calculating the gradient and adding.
Batch gradient.
Yeah, batch gradient, right? And finally I am dividing with the ns, number of samples. So the batch gradient. So once you calculated the gradient, then what we have to do, we have to calculate the exponential decaying average of squared gradient, that is the EDASG underscore m equal to, gurtunda equation? RMS prop. See here, it is the exponential decaying average with respect to the modular parameter m equal to gamma into initial value plus 1 minus gamma into gradient square. Here with respect to modular parameter c, gamma into exponential decaying average plus 1 minus gamma into square of the gradient with respect to the modular parameter c. That's what I am doing here. EDSGA equal to gamma into previous value plus 1 minus gamma into del underscore m into del underscore m, that means gm square. Similarly here gamma into previous exponential decaying average with respect to the model parameter c plus 1 minus gamma into del underscore c into del underscore c. That is called gc square. Once we have calculated the exponential decaying average of squared gradients, then we have to update our model parameter. And how we are updating our model parameter? This case, m equal to m minus eta divided by exponential decaying average plus epsilon into gradient with respect to the model parameter m. C equal to c minus eta divided by square root of exponential decaying average with respect to the squared gradient with respect to the model parameter c plus epsilon, that is 10 power minus 8 into gc, that is the gradient with respect to the model parameter c. These two, updation of the model parameters. The same thing I am using here. Here m equal to m minus eta into gm divided by square root of exponential decaying average plus epsilon. Similarly for the c also, c equal to c minus eta into gc divided by square root of exponential decaying average of squared gradient with respect to the model parameter c plus epsilon. Right? So now you can execute this cell. So you are getting again m equal to 2 and c equal to 3. M equal to 2 and c equal to 3. So that's what we are expecting, because the data which we are using for this small example are generated based on a simple linear regression model y equal to 2x plus 3. Right? So we are getting m equal to 2 and c equal to 3. Right? And another thing, so build a simple linear regression model using RMS prop with BGD, batch gradient optimizer, to help the people who want to take the insurance. And simple linear regression model will estimate the insurance amount based on its BMI value. Actually the dataset has multiple parameters to estimate the insurance charge, but we are working on the simple linear regression model and taking only one parameter. Okay, fine. It takes so much time. Already I have a data, so I will directly load into our Google Colab. Okay, my dataset name is insurance underscore CSV form. So now load this dataset. Yeah, these are the insurance charges. And the insurance charges depending upon the various parameters: age, sex, BMI, children, and smoker or not, and in which region he is from. Based on these 6 parameters, we are going to estimate the, actually we have to going to estimate the insurance charges. But as we are working on the only simple linear regression model, I have to take only one input feature. So that's why I am taking the BMI index value of a person. Based on the BMI index value of the person, I am going to estimate the charges. Right? Now what we have to do? We have to create a new data frame which contains the only 2 columns. One is the BMI column and this is the charges column. That's what I am doing here. From the data, take BMI column, BMI, and also charges column, charges. Now you can form a new data frame. The data frame name is DF. The DF data frame contains the only 2 columns. One is the BMI and another is the charges. BMI and charges. What next? Same. You have to normalize the data, and later you have to split the data. So what is the 0 and what is the 1? Because 0th index or 0th column is a BMI input, and first column or first index column, that is the second column, that is the charges. So that is the output. So that is the, here I am taking the input and here I am taking the output, and I am passing the test size as 0.1. That is the out of complete data, 90% goes to the training and 10% go to the testing. Split the data also over, splitting the data also over. So what these values represent is 1204 samples I have used for the training, 134 samples I have used for the testing. then y1204 1204, this is corresponding to the input and this is corresponding to the output on the training. This is corresponding to the input and this is corresponding to the output for the training in the testing data set. Once the data split is over, then you have to initialize. Once the data split is over, then you have to initialize. So you have to initialize the m value and c value with a random number, and initialize the eta value, initialize the gamma value, and also exponential decaying averages, maximum number of iterations. I will take 100 here, maybe it will take more time, and your epsilon value. So just run it. Now it is a gradient function, and now it is a iterative algorithm, right? So this is the iteration started here, and from here to here I am calculating the gradient by considering all the samples in the training set as a single batch, and here I am calculating the exponential decaying average of squared gradient with respect to the model parameter m and model parameter c, and later here I am updating the model parameters m and c. I am updating the model parameter m and c. That's it. Right? Here I am taking all the samples as a batch, but it is not a right choice. So you may go with some mini batches because you have the 1204 samples in the data set. Now I am considering all the samples as a single batch. I am passing it. So you can tune your batch size also. That means if you check batch size equal to 1, that will be looks like your stochastic gradient. If you choose batch size equal to 1204, like this one, this is called the batch gradient. You can choose some value between 2, like 16 or 32, like that. Then you can try for multiple ways which batch size gives the better result for your problem. So in all the cases, especially in case of the RMS crop, your hyperparameters are eta, learning rate, and gamma, and batch size, and number of epochs, and these all are called as hyperparameters. You have to tune it. Based on these values, your model performance will be depends. You have to tune it. So once it's over, right? So the training is over. It's close to end very fast. It's executed very fast because I am taking only 100 epochs. Only 100 epochs. Now from here, rest is same, right? So I want to run all at a time. Run after. So here I am converting all data frame information into matrices. And in 12th cell, I am calculating the predicted output on the training dataset and predicted output on the testing dataset. And here I am calculating the mean square error and mean absolute error on the training dataset. And in this cell, that is the 15th cell, I am calculating the mean square error and mean absolute error and root is RMSE. It is RMSE. So all are on the testing dataset. All are on the testing dataset. So finally it's a prediction. So I will give some value 27.9. So I am expecting 16,884, but you may not get something 27.9 BMI index. You can see that. It's some negative value, right? So you have to increase your number of iterations. You have to increase your number of iterations. So, right? But on the small data set which we considered, ఇది ఎందుకు నేను తీసుకున్నాను అంటే మీ యొక్క ఆల్గరిథమ్ మేబీ వర్క్ అవ్వచ్చు, కానీ ఇలాంటి స్మాల్ డేటా సెట్ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు మనం ఇక్కడే నేర్చుకుంటున్నాం కదా, మనం చదువుకున్న ఆల్గరిథమ్ కరెక్ట్గా వర్క్ అవుతుంది లేదా తెలుసుకోవాలనుకుంటాం కాబట్టి ఐఎమ్ టేకింగ్ ది వెరీ స్మాల్ డేటా సెట్. ఆ స్మాల్ డేటా సెట్ తోటి నేను ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసి మీకు ఈ వాల్యూస్ చూపిస్తున్నాను. బట్ 2 algorithms failed on this small data set also. That is a mini batch case, and also ADAM also is not working with the small data set. Hope you understand this case. Fine. Now we are moving to ADAM optimizer. Now we will move to ADAM optimizer. Yeah, ADAM optimizer. Hey. Oh, what happened? Yeah, fine, okay, fine. So maybe only the sheet is missing, that problem statement is missing here. but the data is available. 0.2, 3.4, 0.4, 3.8, and 0.64, 0.20, 0.8, 4.6. So now Adam optimizer. So for the Adam optimizer, you have to try to recollect. So you have to calculate the exponential decaying average of gradient with respect to m with respect to c. Similarly, you have to calculate exponential decaying average of squared gradient with respect to m and with respect to c. After calculating these four parameters, you have to calculate bias corrected values for all these things. Bias corrected values. After that, you have to modify. After that, you have to update your model parameters. So, random library, NumPy library, math library, initialization of m, initialization of c randomly. I am setting the eta equal to 0.002, and this is the, we have to initialize these four with zeros. What these four? These are exponential decaying average with of squared gradient. These are squared gradient with respect to the model parameter c, and these are only gradient. It is also gradient with respect to model parameter c. So I will show that also here. Adam. Yeah. These four. Squared gradient, and this is the gradient. Squared gradient, these two, and these are the gradients. These four parameters we have to initialize with zeros because we are using t minus 1 initial values. Right? That's why I am initializing here. So you have to initialize with all zeros. And you have to set beta 1 equal to 0.9 and beta 2 equal to 0.999. And maximum number of iterations equal to 10,000 and epsilon equal to 10 power minus 8, and this is the data set. So after initializing, next we have to calculate the gradient function. After that, you have to execute the iterative algorithm. In the iterative algorithm, what I am doing here, maximum number of iterations you have to run, iter equal to 1, you are setting the iterations, and here I am calculating the gradient function. So this comes under batch or stochastic?
Batch, sir.
Yeah, it is a comes under the batch. So I'm taking all the samples as a single batch. So once you are calculating the GM and GC, so del underscore m means GM, del underscore C means GC, small gc. Then what you have to do? You have to calculate the exponential decaying average of squared gradient, and also you have to calculate the exponential decaying average of gradient. So exponential decaying average of squared gradient equal to beta 2 into exponential decaying average of squared gradient with respect to m plus 1 minus beta 2 into gm square, that is the del underscore m into del underscore m. So this is in case of the model parameter m, and this is in case of the model parameter 2 for calculating the exponential decaying average of gradient with respect to the model parameter m and model parameter c. Similarly, here I am calculating the exponential decaying average of gradient with respect to model parameter m and with respect to model parameter c using the beta 1 coefficient. Right, here squared gradient, so del m into del m, and here only gradient, so del underscore m. Now we are calculating the exponential decaying average. Next, what you have to do? After that, we have to calculate. ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తున్నామమ్మా?
Biasing values.
Yeah, we are calculating the bias corrected values. So bias corrected value, that is a hat. గుర్తుందా? Hat values. EC2 hat, EM2 hat, VC2 hat, VM hat. So that values we are calculating, bias corrected values. So bias corrected value equal to that actual value divided by 1 minus beta 2 whole power t, right? Beta 2 whole power t. Okay, fine. Actually, it was a mistake. So it is a power t actually, power t. So actually, I gone through 2 to 3 papers. In one paper, they have mentioned 2 here, but actually, the others who proposed the Adam optimizer in that paper, they have considered the t here, iteration to count. So I am taking the information from the original others only, not other paper. So that's what I have demonstrated to you and also implemented here also. But why I am taking the iter plus 1? యాక్చువల్లీ ఇటర్ కదా, ఇటరేషన్ కదా, ఇటర్ ప్లస్ 1 అనేది తీసుకున్నాను, టీ అని తీసుకోవాలి కదా, టీ ప్లస్ 1 అనేది తీసుకున్నాను. ఎవరైనా చెప్పగలరా?
Initially iteration start from 0, sir.
Right. So here the iteration will be start from 0. So that's why I want 0 plus 1, that's equal to 1. That means first iteration. So that's what I am doing here for the all 4 parameters. Exponential decaying average of squared gradient with respect to model parameter m, model parameter c. Exponential decaying average of gradient with respect to model parameter m and model parameter c, 4. Once you have calculated the bias corrected values, then what you have to do? You have to find the step length, or you can modify directly. I am calculating the step length, that's equal to minus eta. ఇది ఈ వాల్యూ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తున్నా, ఈ పోర్షన్ ఒకటే అప్డేట్ చేయట్లేదు, జస్ట్ ఐమ్ క్యాలిక్యులేటింగ్ ద స్టెప్ లెంత్ హియర్. ఐమ్ క్యాలిక్యులేటింగ్ ద స్టెప్ లెంత్ హియర్. సో దట్స్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఈటా డివైడెడ్ బై square root of only bias corrected exponential decaying average of squared gradient plus epsilon bias corrected exponential decaying average of gradient with respect to the model parameter m. Observe chesara? So that what I am doing here. Minus eta bias corrected exponential decaying average of gradient with respect to the model parameter m hat divided by square root of only for squared gradient plus epsilon. Similarly, in case of the step length for the model parameter c, now we are adding this one, m equal to m plus dm, c equal to c plus d. Right? So this is what the Adam iterative algorithm. So actually see, I am getting 5.41, actual values are 2 and 3 రావాలి కదా, but we are getting 5.4 and 0.9. So and the Adam optimizer on the small data set, if you observe here, the weights are not updating properly. Observe చేసారా, almost 82. So almost weights are not updating in the Adam optimizer. So it is initialized with 5.41859998 something, and same I will execute again, we will see. So initial values అంటే 10,000 కదమ్మా, ఇనిషియల్ వాల్యూస్ ఇంకెక్కడ ఉంటాయి, ఇది 99944తో స్టార్ట్ అయింది. ఓకే, సో దెర్ ఇస్ నో much improvement, there is no much updation in the model parameters. So ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే ఇవి ది ఆడమ్ ఆప్టిమైజర్ ఆన్ దిస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఇట్స్ నాట్ లెర్నింగ్ ప్రాపర్లీ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ది స్మాల్ స్టెప్ లెంత్. అంటే ఇక్కడ అప్డేట్ అవ్వట్లేదు చూడండి, ఎక్కడ ఎన్నో డిజిట్ 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 లాస్ట్ 3 డిజిట్ దగ్గర కొంచెం స్లైట్ వేరియేషన్ వస్తున్నాయి అంతే. So maybe that is the problem, it's not working here, not updating. But actually, based on the many research papers and others have said that Adam optimizer will be work fine for the deep neural networks. It may work fine for the deep neural networks. And the others who proposed the Adam, they quoted that maybe I will take that web link also, I think I will check. No. Yeah, actually I saw some article in the online. Some others have quoted that for their problem, even a stochastic gradient descent optimization is working fine when compared to the Adam optimizer. So, but yeah, the training is an offline task, right? So you can try with multiple optimization technique, and out of which you can choose the algorithm which is working fine and choose the model which is working fine. At 5.4 fine, right? And now it again estimates the load at particular hour of the day on 33/11 kV substation based on the load at same time but previous day, 24 hours back. So I'm taking the load data here. So rest thing is same for similar to I will load the import the load data into the my Google Colab environment. Google Colab environment. So wait, yeah, here. Now execute it. And why 24? Because maybe in the problem I have mentioned previous day. Yeah, previous day. So 24 hours before. So as 24 before, I am taking the 24 here. Right? So next, here you have to reset your index, because day to index is start from 24. You have to make it to 0. Index make it to 0. Then I am taking the reset index. Then index will be starting from 0 now. Otherwise your index will be 24. Now concatenate both previous day and current day. Previous day and current day. And give the name of the column as a day 1 and day 2. All these tasks we did for I think AdaGrad or Nastro. We did the same thing. And what I have to do, we have to normalize the data, and we have to split the data, and you have to initialize the parameters. All the parameters you have to initialize, similar to the previous example. And gradient calculation and ADAM optimizer algorithm. So I will put 100 iterations. And this is the complete algorithm, calculation of exponential decaying averages and calculation of bias corrected values and later updation of the model parameter. 3 cells. This is the gradient calculation. And this is the exponential decaying average calculation. This is the bias corrected exponential decaying average calculation. And this is the model parameter updates. So you can execute it for the 100 iterations. There is no compilation error, syntax error. And from here you can execute all the cells. What we are doing from here, we are calculating the we are predicting the output on the training dataset, we are predicting the output on the testing dataset, we are calculating the mean square error on the training dataset, and we are calculating the mean square error on the testing dataset, and finally we are doing the prediction. And you have to give some value input, because we are running for only 100 epochs, right? So you can try with more number of epochs, you may get good result. But the algorithm, ADAM algorithm, what we discussed, it's not updating the weights or not updating the model parameters very fastly. So we have to take care of this one. But others who propose that ADAM optimizer, they suggest that it will work for the complex neural networks and deep neural networks. So we have to check while doing our neural network course. At that time we will check how it is performing. In that case, we no need to write all these codes. Just we can call the optimizer directly, right? So this is how the ADAM optimizer will work, and I will show the paper, base paper of the ADAM optimizer. Yeah, this one. The ADAM, a method for stochastic optimization, and yeah. They suggested here, see, you can see beta 1 power t and beta 2 power t. They have suggested beta 1 power t and beta 2 power t. So I have executed with this one, and there is another paper. They also taken the reference from that paper only, but yeah. Here they are considered this is also okay. I took some paper. In that paper they are considered a beta 1 power 2 and beta 2 power 2. I don't know why actually at that case. Okay, so yeah, so this is about the complete optimization for machine learning courses. So we discussed various optimization algorithms like stochastic gradient, mini batch, momentum, Nastro, and AdaGrad, RMSProp, and ADAM. So we discussed all these optimizers which are used in the machine learning to train the machine learning model. And I have taken a small simple machine learning model that is called simple linear regression model, and I explained all these algorithms how the model parameters will be updated during the training process. And I give all the numerical calculations and step-by-step procedure for all the algorithms. So you can try to, if you are at the initial stage of your PhD work or you are the UG students, if you have interest, try to implement these algorithms. You can use the same code for your problem. Only thing is your data set may change. The data set depending upon your problem, data set depending upon your application. So I did the step-by-step procedure and explained the numerical calculation, and also explained the Python code also. There is no problem with the Python code, but two algorithms are failing. What is the mini batch, and second is the ADAM optimizer. So if possible you can tune it. If not, you can use the optimizers which is working well for your data set, right? So first of all, this is the end of the course for us, ML for machine learning. So first of all, I am very thankful to all of you for registering this course, and this is the first time I have started this thing. So during this COVID situations, I am thinking what to do, what I can do. So while thinking, only my strength is teaching. So I am passionate about the teaching, and I am interested to learn something and also share that information with a group of people. However, to survive, the money is important, but if that is the case, I will stay in some, previously I am working in some other software companies, but I am not interested there. That's why I am coming back to the teaching field. So I want to share the information what I learned. So I want to do the same thing for the rest of my life also, because the teaching is a passion for me. So for that, so I have started this course and circulated for limited people because of some constraints with me. There are some constraints with me. That's why I am circulated with a very limited people, and I have total 16 registrations. Out of which I am very feel because some of my friends, colleagues are working as a software employees. They are unable to, even though they are registered, but they are unable to join the class for the last 10 days because of their meetings at the same time. But I hope I am trying to give my best to all of you. And two things in last 10 days, in 2 days I am not feeling good. The day one, where the Zoom is interrupting suddenly, and on Friday, where my Wacom board is not available. So rest of days I am okay. For myself, I have satisfied myself, so that as I am giving something new information to all of you. So anyhow, this is the first course, and my network has only 16 people, and I want to build more in future. And I need a 3 help from you all if possible. First thing is, actually I want to start a YouTube channel. Because of that reason only I am recording all the classes in OBS Studio. But however, it requires some editing, so it will take some time to upload all these videos into the YouTube channel. And meanwhile, I have a plan, but I don't know whether I can or not.